So let's talk you mentioned Latin America.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the maturity level of technology comparing Latin America with another countries. What do you think about the maturity in Latin America in comparison with another countries? How we are, and if you'd like to talk about a little bit about Brazil, especially, it will be good, very good to us.
So in general, we see, Latin America as a very early adopter of technology. Is the classic situation where emerging countries and a new, developed country like Brazil, they arrive on the stage and they are more open to adopt technology because the barrier to deploy new technology is much lower in other countries like Europe or North America. And therefore, we see Latin America as a very fertile ground for technology adoption, and especially for some of the technology we sell, which is the biometric. We see a lot of opportunity for biometric technology in various verticals. You mentioned financial. This is definitely one of the important one because biometric is used primarily to reduce loss. So it's used for loss prevention and for reduced fraud, and to provide a better user experience when it comes to security for the people transacting with the bank. But in addition to the financial sector, the retail sector, the government sector, these are all good examples where there has been a very clear adoption of technology. And one of the latest example, especially in Brazil, is the fact that just a few weeks ago, the whole country voted for the new president, and they were able to do it with a very advanced voting system that include biometric and make sure that there is a complete integrity in the process. And so we are very happy to support this initiative that we see evolving in across the Latin America and in some of other emerging countries. But I will say that Latin America lead the pack, especially from a biometric technology point of view, the level of adoption, the level of acceptance, and how pervasive the technology has been in the different.
Okay.
And I can give you, another good example. Brazil is one of the most advanced country when it comes to, financial transaction through ATM or at the branches where people are, it's been a decade at this point that people have been, safely transacting and doing banking with their biometric.
Yeah, we know. So, speaking about the solutions again, could you give us the perspective of the company about the innovations, which was the most important innovation that we had in the last year, and which will be in the next 2 years the most important innovation? Talking about the biometric sector.
Yeah. So we have been traditionally very focused on fingerprint technology. We acquired several companies in the space, and we have more than few centuries of experience across all the team with people that have been working biometric also for more than 25 years. The most advanced initiative we have in innovation is really around facial recognition. Now, facial recognition is not something completely new, because there are a lot of companies, of course, that do facial recognition, and facial recognition has been present in the market for a long time. However, what we are doing in facial recognition is really leveraging some of the new capability that has been created by new companies, artificial intelligence, combining it with more computer vision. So the facial recognition is part of a broader computer vision initiative, especially when it comes to access control. Either you're trying to pass a door, or you're trying to log into your computer, or you're trying to do a transaction at ATM, or you're trying to pass a border gate at the airport, and essentially take this capability, enhance the overall facial recognition experience by combining several technology and trying to really introduce a new disruptive technology that is very, I call it smart facial recognition, because it's not just purely facial recognition, but it's really enhancing the overall experience when it comes to user transacting with the machine, either passing a speed gate or crossing a gate or opening the door or doing a transaction on ATM. And so how we do that is, as I said, we have taken some key innovation disruptive technology, brought it in addition of some good foundation we had from the fingerprint side, and really we have spent the last 2 years of pandemic really coming up with a complete new solution for facial recognition that we are about to launch in the market in 2023.
In the next year.
Yeah, this year.
In this year, we already are in 2023.
23, exactly. Now, the other key aspect of what we do in Biometric is always looking at privacy and ethical use of the technology. So we foster an implementation of our product that by design is for privacy and ethical use, so that attention is played on what data gets stored, how they get protected, and making sure that all our customers understand the privacy. The European Union has delivered a very good framework, which is called GDPR. We all live the GDPR, when we visit website and cookies, etc. But it has been adopted worldwide as a framework for privacy. That framework really enabled biometric technology, provided that you follow basic guidelines, which include consent, the ability to control the data, and of course, following the best when it comes of storing and protecting the biometric in transit. And so all these things is what we bring into the technology, blending essentially performance, user experience, seamless use of the biometric with a very strong approach to privacy and ethical use.
Yes, because it's a very important thing to focus right now. Privacy is
absolutely.
Is the most important thing, most important asset that we are talking again now in this moment. So we are almost finalizing our conversation, and we have 2 questions for you. Okay. First of all, is if you'd like to talk a little bit about something that we do not say during our conversation. If you'd like to provide some information for the customer, for the market, for Brazil, whatever. And another question is, we have, if you'd like to have take some message to our audience, especially focus on the young people who are starting at the market, at the security market right now. We have 25% of our audience which are initiated in this segment. So it's very important to give them some message also. Okay, so if you forget something to say, now it's the moment to say to the market and to the customers and to this this part of our audience.
Yeah. So I would say, in terms of use cases and vertical, I would like to, comment that we see a very strong interest in the market in the financial sector, in the retail sector, and in the travel and transportation sector. I think these are going to be three vertical, see a lot of changes and a lot of innovation. Financial has been, of course, living, a transformation that has brought the bank out of the brick and mortar office to our mobile phone, and that is going to continue and is going to evolve, and I think that is a very interesting vertical to watch, because it's going to bring a lot of innovation. However, these other two, the retail and the travel and transportation, are also, in my opinion, at the maturity level where we're going to see a lot of transformation as well. In the retail space, there is a lot of opportunity for innovator to really change the user experience of the shopper, from how we approach loyalty, on how we transform payments, and by the way, Brazil has been on the lead on the innovation on payments. Where Biométrica is really at the linchpin of enabling all this new digital transformation, because ultimately they provide the assurance, the proof of presence of the person, much more than a card or a phone can provide with a digital credential. Don't get me wrong, I think these additional credentialing technology are going to be part of a very innovative scheme, but ultimately Biometric is going to be a critical element of those. And equally, I think there is a lot of space for innovation in the travel and transportation market. We see how there is a desire with now exiting the pandemic and with a much more increased number of travelers that an airline are poised to bring some of the innovation they've been thinking during the downturn of the travel industry. And there is a lot of good activity happening in that space, starting with mobile onboarding, and therefore using the mobile phone to prove the identity and do identity proofing, and then creating biometric digital credential that can help you to transact easily across the airport. And you start seeing some example up to boarding the plane with your face instead of showing a passport and a boarding card, for example. So to me, these are the main vertical where we see in the short term some decisive innovation and innovation that touch the biometric. And then long term, we see more vertical, and I think one we are particularly pay attention is the hospitality, where also ASA Abloy is very strong as a vendor with HID, because also that market to us is open for innovation to simplify the user experience, getting digital keys to go to your with biometric simply by looking at your phone. Digital keys delivered, so when you arrive at the hotel, you can just go straight to your room. So these are the kind of innovation and initiative that we are observing, and we are an active player overall. HID has started a long time ago as an innovation company, will continue to play a role in this innovation of this vertical.
Okay, so it's a very good information for us. And Sarah, would you like to say something?
Well, a question, Vito, it was not really prepared, but do you think it's interesting to talk also about the patents that HID has, these certifications, differentiators in comparison with other solutions we can find here in the market, for example, in Brazil? If you think it makes sense to add something about that.
You mean establish a strong IP position? I mean, patent from an IP position?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. We rely on our own development as well as strategic partnership. And so it's not that we develop everything ourselves, but in the way we do, we secure certain IP position for the company, and then we tend to partner with the leader in the specific sector, and this is a public information. When it comes to facial recognition, for example, we made a minority investment in Paravision. Is one of the best algorithms in the world, and that's how we tend to go to market with leaders and trying to establish ourselves as market leader.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a very good conversation that we have with you. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And I think I don't know if you enjoy, but we enjoy a lot to talk about this information, and especially because our audience is always interested in know about the informations, the technical informations, and about the market. So it's very good to us to have so great information, especially about this company, which is a very great company in the world. Thank you so much for your time, and that's it.